Alright, we were still working on the hilt, as you can see. Right now, sorry to show this to you. Working on the design, and as you can see, it slowly wraps around and it overlap a little bit on that line. Should show it to you. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take that. I drew it out. I'm gonna take that and copy that to paper. I'm gonna take the paper copy and put it on the plastic, and then I'm gonna cut all those out. And a reminder is you need one of these, two of this piece, three of this big one, and then a little tiny one, or just one of those. So it'll layer itself up, so it gives you more of a 3D look. Looks better. And this line and this line will also be one strip of plastic to build that up as well. So I gotta get all that cut out. Okay, where we left is I was gluing on the pieces here. As you can see, I still gotta put the centerpiece in here yet, but I've got them all cut out and glued together. I just used the normal contact cement that we've been using to glue down the sword. Yeah, you can see it's kind of in half right now. My assistant, I guess I should say, dropped a chunk of wood on it and it cracked it. It cracked the plastic and it just completely messed it up, so I had to tear off that side and start over. It kind of set me back. But yeah, I got all these glued together. Like I said, I just used normal contact cement. I put them together, put the pressure on it, let them dry. Now you can see I've got this one done already. So what you're going to want to do is take these, I did have that right, and kind of line them up. You can see this is right where the material slot's going to go, or that little indentation of the sword. So you're going to line that up, find the center of the sword. Like I said, this is 16 inches long, so you find the center, and then I went out a little bit from the center just to find where it's at. And then what you're going to want to do is you're going to take these and you're going to glue that one on there, and glue that one on there, and then glue, sorry, the little one on there, like so. Line all that up, find the spot where you want it and glue it down. Now what I'm using is, sorry, the goop, because that's just what kind of glue I had. And then what I'm doing, I'm just putting the goop on the back slightly, sticking it on there, taking my roll of duct tape, and as you can see, I just put the duct tape on it, and then I roll the duct tape around the edge, and that holds it really nicely to the hilt there while the glue's setting up. So that works out really well for the rounded edge. So that's what we're doing now, is we're just gluing those on. Next, what we'll probably do is we'll cut this piece out, get the foam notched out, and get this started to put on the actual sword itself. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Alright, so I put the base on how I did, or the hilt on the sword. I got this repaired. What I did is I kind of messed up a few times, if you can see that. I took dowel rods and I basically sharpened them like giant nails, and I pounded them up all the way through. They go up quite a ways, up into here. Just pounded them up there. I got 4, so that holds this on. But before I did that, I glued it in here, lined it up, nailed it in. I actually had to get help for that, and he's help. So I got that all on, and like I said, now I'm going to finish up the hilt by gluing the rest of these on with the duct tape to hold them down. After that, we got to cut out the back piece and put on the actual handle. So, okay, where I left you last is I was still working on the hilt, and as you can see, what I've done now is I've taken this and I've cut this slot out about right in the middle, I believe. You know, like right here's the middle. I think I measured like 1.5 inches from each way. This is about a 3-inch span. I did that to both sides. I finished up the detail on both sides of the hilt, and I told you I'd taken like a dowel rod and I pounded it in to attach the hilt to the actual blade itself. Sorry I didn't show that to you. I just had to get that done quickly while I had some help. This is basically about how far it goes up into the sword from the bottom. I just took like this dowel right here, I cut it to this length, and I took the end and I put it on the sander and I just sharpened it like a nail, and then I pounded it in there like a nail. And then right before I did that, you can't tell, there's a little bit, but I covered the entire bottom of the blade with a glue. Then the glue I used was just a construction adhesive. If you do the construction adhesive, just make sure it does not eat foam. If you do, that'll be a pretty bad setback for you. So I just wanted to show you that. Like I said, now like as you can see, I cut out that. So what I'm gonna do now, as you can see, I measured down about 1/2 of an inch. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut that slot out, so the whole thing will be a 1/2 inch drop into the foam. And how I'm gonna do that is I'm actually going to take my 1 inch drill bit, and I'm going to put it on the drill press itself, and then I'm going to swing out the base, measure that down so it's about a 1/2 inch, and I'm just going to take the sword and just run it into it, and that'll give me a nice even cut across the entire thing. I'll just move it around and the blade will just cut it out for me. Word of wise, if you're doing this, I'll try to put this at the beginning of the video, but try to do this to the hilt of the sword before you attach it to the blade itself. It's just something I did last time to my other sword, but I completely forgot to do it this time. So yeah, that's how I'm gonna cut that out. So that's gonna be a 1/2 inch drop, and then from there, then I can move on to actually putting the pillar, the material slot pillar, I don't know what to call it, on this sword here. So I'll get that cut out, and we'll go from there. Just an additional note on the gap here, as you can see now that I've actually got it cut out. Try to keep it as level as possible. If you can't do the drill idea, if you've got a router, sorry, you could use it. A router would actually work out quite well on this. You just set your depth and just cut it right out, and you route all that out. If you don't have a router, if you don't have a drill press, you might have to figure out some way to cut it out. Just very carefully cut out both sides, and then just kind of shave it all off. You might actually be able to use a very long serrated knife and just very slowly just cut that out. So, but yeah, now you can see I've got it cut out. I've got